time out with Hello David. I would just want to intercept this time around to give you updates regarding the war in the Middle East. Just like Donald Trump promised of American intervention to help the Iranians that were killed by the Iran Revolutionary Guard by the orders of the Supreme Leader, Ali Khamenei. He is the Supreme Leader of Iran. Iran, for those who might not really understand, Iran used to be a secular state. And everything was moving well until the revolution came in, I think in 1979, about 47 years ago, when the revolution came in and they toppled the Shah then, with the ruling dynasty in Iran. And that's where the Islamic Republic was bettered. And since then, they've been ruling the people of Iran with iron fist. Iron fist. That's why I say, actually, when people are pushed to the wall, they will react. The Iranian regime have been having good time. They've killed so many people, so many Iranians. They've used iron fists, and they were able to also use religion to quote their atrocities, because everything they do it there, and they tell you that it's as instructed by their God or whatsoever. For example, the last they've had a series of protests. Since 1979, they've had quite a lot of protests which have been crushed, but none of them has been as bloody and deadly as the one that just took place now, which lasted now, is going to about 2 months now, where the people say, look, enough is enough. Enough is enough. The people said in Iran that enough is enough. The Supreme Leader then gave instruction, and there's some confirmed report we don't know about now, but they say close to 70,000, 80,000 people were massacred, killed by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, and also some militias that were imported into Iran to kill and to destroy their own citizens. It's very pathetic, and just we try as much as possible to bring you into understanding the regime. At times I wonder what precisely are they targeting, because for the past 47 years, since 1979, when it came in existence, it has always been death to America, death to Israel, death to America. It's like the only thing they breathe about is to destroy Israel. They fund proxies. Remember the last October 7th, 2023 massacre in Israel was funded by Iran. So Iran has militias around everywhere. They call them axis of resistance. They sponsor terrorism around the whole world. Iran is the chief sponsor of terrorism around the world, around the whole world. They're a rich oil nation, but they spend their money on crisis, not to feed the people. The average Iranians are suffering, badly suffering, while their government is busy funding terrorism. They fund Hezbollah, they fund Hamas. They fund different militia groups. The Houthis, they all receive funding from Iran. But the last revolt that the people made, and that revolt came because of high cost of living and a poor economy. That's why the people were revolting. And instead of trying to see how it can appease the people and make life better, they try to use religion and go and begin to kill people. They killed, as I said before, killed so many. That's when Donald Trump said, no, enough is enough. We're going to do everything possible to see how we can begin to able to rescue the Iranian people. So actually, America got into this crisis because of invitation from the ordinary Iranians who were killed and massacred, that Donald Trump should come to rescue them. I'm so happy and proud with what the American government, what the Americans government regime under Donald Trump has been doing for a while now. They have actually stood as defenders of human rights, defenders of peace around the world. Remember what happened on Christmas Day, where they had to send a Christmas Day attack here on Nigerian version of militias in the name of bandits and the rest, where they took out some bandits in Sokoto, and they promised to come back again. And immediately they did that, we begin to see some actions, we begin to see some sanity in Nigeria, because it looks as if the Nigerian government were overwhelmed until Donald Trump came in. They were overwhelmed. These people, these kidnappers, these bandits, they had a field day. They do and get away with anything at all. Remember, we talked about an assistant commissioner of police that was killed, and the bandits have to have the effrontery to put on the assistant commissioner's uniform and come for a peace meeting with the Katsina state government. They came for a peace meeting with the uniform, and the rank of the assistant commissioner was killed. Now, so these guys were having a field day, and one begin to wonder then, what is going on right now? Because the Nigerian security system, the Nigerian army and co, but these are the same guys that went to enforce peace in Liberia. How come when it comes to their own country right now, it looks as if the Nigerian government, the Nigerian military were overwhelmed? But we've received a lot of unconfirmed report from soldiers and the rest, and we see that what was happening then was more of a political issue. It is not as if the Nigerian government, the Nigerian soldiers cannot defend Nigeria. They can. It's a political issue. For example, it's on record also that even when they want to attack, even before they attack, there will be an order that will come in to say that the army should leave the place immediately. Immediately the army leaves the place, they will come and attack. So till now, we've not been able to know who gave the order in the school in Niger State, who gave the order for the army to leave before the place was invaded. So it's very strange and very annoying. And these bandits are cashing out, having a good time, killing people. Almost every week we hear of people they kill. We are not in war. Nigeria is not in war. The other day I saw the president of Burkina Faso trying to say how he can come and help. I was ashamed. Nigeria is a giant of Africa. And Burkina Faso and the rest, they want to see how they can help Nigeria to overcome insecurity. And so you see that it's certainly an embarrassment to our security systems, an embarrassment to the nation the whole nation. It's an embarrassment to the whole nation that we find ourselves in this kind of situation. And it's getting worse and worse and worse, because it's not just issue of bandits. It's more of the Fulanis trying to grab land and trying to kill people. Massive people have been killed. It's a Fulani attack. But again, we are seeing how it's going to turn out because the national security advisor is a Fulani. Some of the defense people are also Fulanis. And people that are causing this crisis are also Fulanis. So as it is right now, Nigeria is at the mercy of the Fulanis. But we hope and pray that things will be done rightly. And we believe and pray that some of the stories we read on paper and the rest are not correct. Because when they say they give 2 billion naira to Boko Haram, 2 billion, you know what it means, 2 billion? When Nigerians who are living in peace, struggling, have not been able to gather 500,000. Struggle are just managing. They've not been able to gather 500,000. While some people you call bandits and the rest are giving them 2 billion. You see how they are spending the money. So it's pathetic, it's shameful. But we saw what is happening right now. I want to sincerely praise Donald Trump for this action that he took. both in Nigeria and Iran. Because there's an unconfirmed report that the Iranian Supreme Commander, Ali Khamenei, has been killed. Not only him, the commandant of the Revolutionary Guard has been killed. We also hear that some top officers, government officials, and the rest, security officials in the Iranian government have been killed. And today is the first day. So they've been taken out by the Israeli forces. They've been taken out. So Ali Khamenei should be somewhere right now, probably, since he's the supreme leader. It will be somewhere with 72 or 72 times 3 virgins, 72 times 3 virgins as the head. You will probably get more virgins. You get the virgins, and you have 72 times 3. You know, 200 and something virgins. That's the one that Ali Khamenei will have. You know, it's a crazy system, and it's quite unfortunate. It's quite sad. But the fight is still going on. You know, some people say, oh, it's going to be up to 2 weeks. I doubt it's not going to be up to 2 weeks. In less than a week, it will be rounded up. You know, we expected a lot of, Iran has a lot of missiles, stockpiles of missiles and the rest. So we are thinking that by now, half of Israel will be gone. You know, but no significant damage. No significant damage has been done to the state of Israel. No significant damage at all have been done. No significant damage. You know, most of them are in the shelter right now, so that they can be able to try and see as much as possible to minimize the civilian casualties. But we see that apart from Israel, that Iran fired to, Iran has also fired to close to 5 other nations in the Middle East, between 5 to 7 other nations. It has fired to Kuwait. It has fired against Saudi Arabia. It has fired against Jordan. You know, it has attacked various countries. Even Qatar has been attacked, because these places have American military base. But apart from trying to attack the American military base, they were also attacking civilian areas. So you begin to see what is going on even within the Iranians. You know, it's pathetic, it's shameful, it's sad. This regime have displayed so much inhumanity. You know, and one is beginning to wonder, what kind of people is this? Where a nation on their own will make up their mind that they want to be the chief sponsor of terrorism around the world. And the most pathetic part of it is that they do it in the name of God. They kill in the name of God, kill in the name of God. They kill their own people in the name of God. That's exactly what they've been doing. But we thank God that a day like this has come, where these issues will be settled once and for all, where we can have a little bit of peace. Not only Israelis will sleep in peace now, they are going to have peace around the Middle East, because Iran is one of the biggest cancer in the Middle East, the biggest cancer. And if Donald Trump have sent a group of surgeons to go and operate and remove the deadly cancer from the body of the Middle East, then they should be grateful to God. They should be grateful to God. It's just America and Israel. And they've displayed so much level of professionalism. And we pray that in the next 3-4 days, this whole war will be over. The operation will be successful. The cancer, Iran, will be destroyed. And there will be peace again in the Middle East. That's what we are praying for. That's what people are praying for. So by the time we get more updates, we'll be able to tell you more of the update. But what I want to say right now is that, again, to remind for those who are just joining us, there's unconfirmed report that the Iran supreme leader has been wiped out. Not only him, the commander of the Revolutionary Guard has also been wiped out. and some top military supervisors. They were in a bunker, in a palace, underneath the palace, where the Israelis were able to target, because they've been working on these things for the past 2 months. But America and Israelis have been working on for the past 2 months, trying to get good, clean time intelligence reports. The system where we are operating right now is more of intelligence. I think that's one of the things we also need. Having intelligence report where these bandits are, where they're operating from, it makes it easy. It's not a random search. When you want to attack, you attack precisely where they are. I remember somebody said once, these people are trying to make Nigeria a joke. And the reason why they've not been able to attack some of these bandits in the forest is because they want to limit casualties. When you hear such things, you begin to laugh because you know they are lying. They are lying. Nigeria is so sad, the kind of leaders we have now. But we seriously pray that things will work out right. And so far, we can be able to say the present president of Nigeria seems to want to take the bull by the horn. The bull by the horn. The crisis Nigeria is facing right now was made worsen by the late President Buhari as president. When Buhari came in as president, it was just to empower the Fulani criminals from all over West Africa. They had visa free to come into Nigeria. They gave them money to empower them to do evil. I think one of the greatest regrets so far is the coming of late President Buhari as the president of Nigeria. It does more harm to the society than good. It's unfortunate that he became president, even though we know that the elections were not properly won. They were not properly won. They were manipulated. But because Goodluck Jonathan wanted peace, that's why he just handed over. He doesn't want blood to be shed. But now he handed peace to the wrong person, to somebody who does not have regard for human life. And the only thing he came to do is one thing. He didn't come to help Nigeria, to rule Nigeria. He just came to gather money for the Fulani militias to be able to continue to carry out more attacks against the Nigerian state. So he was able to build up. Right now, Donald Trump has built up the American military. So what Buhari came to do is to build up the militant camp so that they can have more arsenal to continue their evil. And when you sit and ask what's the reason for this evil, you can't place it. You can't say this is the reason. These are a group of bloodthirsty people who don't have any reason to do what they want to do. The bloodthirsty people. If we are living in a good society, by now Shegumi would have been arrested to tell us more. Because nothing good comes out when he talks about all these things. Oh, sorry for them, they are your brothers, don't kill them. And they are killing, they are still killing, they are destroying. You know how many people have been killed, families have been killed. Our servicemen have been destroyed by these same bandits and criminals. And somebody is telling you that they should not be attacked. When they capture any of them, they pretend as if they wanted to rehabilitate them. They pretend. Then later, after some time, they say they have been rehabilitated. It's kinetic this, kinetic that. Let's just release them now because they are now changed. But they can't change. It's an ideology. They cannot change. It's not possible. So when you say you want to rehabilitate the terrorists, you can't rehabilitate them. These are like drug. It's an ideology that cannot be, they can never rehabilitate them. Their problem is not money. As far as they're concerned, they believe they are doing this work for God. And you can't stop, you can't rehabilitate them. You give them 100 billion, it makes no difference. They're not doing it because of poverty. They are doing it because they believe it's an ideology. They have this idea that what they are doing for is for God. They've been brainwashed to believe that they are working for God. And that's why they will continue to do what they are doing. So we only pray that God will continue to give the President of Nigeria more wisdom, and those security advisors and security teams that are around him God will give them wisdom so that they can be able to guarantee peace and security for Nigeria. We don't want a situation where Nigeria will turn to Iran, because if we get to a stage where the people will say enough is enough, we want to fight for ourselves. We pray we don't get to that stage at all. It's so painful what we are going through now. And like I said, I believe so much that the crisis will continue. If the supreme leader of Iran is dead, and I learned his son was also killed in that attack, and some military leaders, they were also killed in that very particular attack in Iran. The war is still going on, but we are very sure that there's going to be peace, victory in the side of justice. The moment we get new reports, we'll be able to give you new reports. We also hear that some students in the school in Iran were also killed by Israeli attack. So over 51 students were also killed in that Israeli attack against Iran. So on both sides, we need peace. And we also pray that they succeed in removing this cancerous government in Iran, so that a more reasonable government can come in, because these people are not fit to rule. They are too satanic. They are agents of the devil operating in the name of the Lord. And it's unfortunate. We pray for the peace of Iran, and we also pray for the success of the war, so that the regime will be toppled. The cancerous regime will be removed, and we are going to have a better government in Iran that loves peace and progress. I wish the people of Iran well as they begin to approach towards a new government, a new regime, and as they are being freed from the cage of oppression. I wish them well, and I believe that we keep getting better for them. Once we get any development again, we are going to get in touch with you, and we are going to tell you exactly what is going on now. But the war is still going on. America attacking Iran, and Iran trying to retaliate by attacking other countries in the Middle East, including Israel. But let's see as it goes. Have a wonderful night rest as we continue to monitor the situation.